in, start your do now. How you doing? How you doing? Nice to see you. Good Tuesday. Come on in, start your do now. How's it going? How's it going? Hi to Kyra. Denim, how's it going? Micah. How's it going? Come on, Jamal, you're almost late. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take a seat, start your do now. I'm going to take attendance real quick, and from there, we'll get started. Is anyone absent today? Thank you. All right. About 2 to 3 minutes on the do now. Today's do now, as we've discussed previously, what are some of the social and economic differences between the North and the South, and how do you think that would contribute to the growing conflict of the Civil War? Again, what have we discussed about the economic and social differences of the North and the South, and how does that contribute to the growing conflict, the Civil War? Nice. Jasmine has a smart idea. She actually sectioned off her do now into social and economic categories, if that helps you think. Sectioning it off, which ones are the social, which ones are the economic categories. Give you about 30 more seconds. If you're still working, that's fine. You can wrap up. Then we're going to share some of them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, does anyone volunteer to tell me first what are some of the economic and social differences between the North and the South? Dietrich.
Economic difference is the North has more factories than the South, and the South has a lot more plantations and slaves.
All right, so economic differences. North has a lot more factories. South has plantations. And the difference of slavery, South has slaves, the North no longer has slaves. Who had similar information? Factories in the North, plantations in the South, and the difference of slaves. Anyone have anything to add to that? Anything else that they've contributed? Any differences? Sterling.
North has more railroads.
North does have more railroads. We talked about transportation and the railroads. Does anyone remember the canal that is also built during this time period? Does anyone remember the name of the canal built during this time period? We just went over it not too long ago. Robert? Erie Canal, yep, good job. Again, the Erie Canal also, so there's a whole lot of transportation going on in the north, a lot of changes with that. As Sterling said, the railroad. Anyone else? Do now? What are some of the differences? How could this contribute to the conflict ahead? So we know south is plantation, we know north is industrial. Why does this lead to the Civil War? Why is this a step towards the Civil War? Micah?
Because the North feels that slaves should be treated as equal more than the South do.
Not necessarily that slaves should be treated as equals, but just that there should not be slavery in general. Yeah, the North is moving away from slavery. The South is reliant upon slavery. Why is the South reliant upon slavery? What crop makes slavery boom in the South? Kyra.
Cotton.
Cotton, absolutely. And what product, what invention really makes cotton
The cotton.
the new cotton gin? Thanks for raising your hand. But yes, the cotton gin. Anyone else? How does this lead to growing conflict? Sorry?
Because the North has factory and the South doesn't, so the South has to buy things from the North.
The South does need all their manufacturing goods it gets from the North, or it gets from trading with England, correct? So the South is almost reliant upon the North in a sense. And that's pretty much sums it up. We're going to get more into the growing conflict today. There's a specific event that really spurs the conflict on further. And you'll see the United States tries to patch it up and tries to make peace between the North and the South, but it only lasts for a little bit. Before we get started, Micah, could you read the agenda for me?
Do Now, Missouri Compromise, Introduction, DBQ, Homework Assignment, and Exit Ticket.
Thank you, Micah. And then, Dietrich, do you want to read the objective for me?
Students will be able to discuss and analyze the reasons for the Missouri Compromise and the effect it has on our nation.
Thank you, sir. So what are we talking about today?
The Missouri Compromise.
Missouri Compromise. Missouri Compromise is exactly what it sounds like. They add the state of Missouri, or the state of Missouri wants to join the United States, and they need to compromise. Is it going to be a slave state? Is it going to be a free state? And we learned that Congress wanted to create a what between slave and free states?
Equal.
A balance. Yep, an equal. They wanted them to be equal and a balance so that one doesn't become more important than the other. Today, before we actually get into our discussion on the Missouri Compromise, this is a huge event leading up to the Civil War. We're actually going to do a DBQ on it. The document-based questions really help us get into it and learn it from the people that actually were there, people that actually witnessed it. These are all primary sources that we will then go further in and discuss once we have a little background knowledge. Make sense? As I pass this out, feel free to ask any questions. I will go over it once it is all passed out to you as well.